Beginning. First contact. I'm Commander Adrian Holt, a human officer in the Interstellar Exploration Corps, tasked with making contact with newly discovered civilizations and cataloging their biology, culture, and technology. Most missions are routine: diplomatic exchanges, environmental surveys, or rescue operations. But nothing prepared me for the moment I met Lyra, an alien woman whose presence was as magnetic as it was terrifying. I was surveying Serenthis 7, a planet cloaked in violet mist and covered with towering crystalline forests. My mission was to make first contact with the sentient species known as the Viralians, rumored to possess extraordinary bioenergetic abilities. I had read every briefing, memorized every protocol, but standing before Lyra, all my training felt inadequate. She appeared in a clearing, her live figure illuminated by the ethereal glow of the crystal trees. Her skin shimmered with a pearlescent light, and her eyes, were like liquid opal, shifting colors between violet and silver. They were hypnotic, intelligent, and somehow playful. I froze. She studied me with curiosity, tilting her head slightly. "You're human," she said, her voice melodic but carrying an undertone of amusement. "I wasn't expecting one of your kind." "I'm Commander Adrian Holt," I said, straightening. "I come in peace. I mean no harm. I just want to understand your people." She smiled faintly, the kind of smile that made you forget everything else. "Curiosity, then. Very well. But before we talk, tell me, human, what do you see?" I hesitated, unsure what she meant. Then, on impulse, I spoke truthfully. "Your eyes, they're beautiful. I've never seen anything like them." Her smile widened, almost mischievously. "Beautiful, you say? Perhaps. But I have something even prettier. Do you want to see it?" The surprise. I felt a mixture of intrigue and nervousness. "Yes," I replied cautiously. She extended her hand, and when I took it, a warm surge of energy coursed through me. Not harmful, just extraordinary. Suddenly, the clearing around us seemed to shift. The mist thickened, and the crystals pulsed with soft light. Lyra gestured, and a holographic projection appeared, like a living painting of the planet's history. Entire civilizations, battles, and landscapes unfolded in vibrant detail. But the most breathtaking part was that the projection seemed sentient, responding to my gaze, adjusting and shimmering in ways that mirrored my emotions. "This is the beauty I wanted you to see," Lyra said softly. "The essence of my people, the flow of life across our world, and our connection to everything around us." I was speechless. The scale, the detail, the sheer vibrancy, it was unlike anything I had witnessed in human science or art. I realized then that Lyra had not only shown me beauty, but had shared a part of her soul with me. You can see it?" she asked, tilting her head. "Yes," I whispered. "It's incredible. I've never seen anything like this." Her eyes glimmered, shifting from violet to silver. "Good. Then you are ready." Learning her world. Over the next several days, Lyra allowed me to explore her home. The Viralian world was a marvel: crystalline forests, rivers of flowing light, and cities that seemed grown from energy rather than stone. Lyra guided me, teaching me their bioenergetic abilities, explaining how their eyes could perceive energy signatures and how they interacted with the living crystal structures that dominated the planet. Despite her beauty and power, Lyra was patient and playful with me. We practiced subtle energy manipulation, shielding, communication through thought, and sensing the flow of life around us. She tested my focus, endurance, and creativity, but never pushed beyond my limits. "You humans are fragile," she said once, as we rested near a glowing crystal lake. "Yet there is something in your kind that adapts and surprises. It is admirable." I guess that's our secret, I replied with a smile. Adaptability, ingenuity, and maybe a little stubbornness. Her laughter, light, musical, and warm, filled the air. For the first time, I felt a bond forming, a bridge between species built on curiosity, trust, and shared experience. The threat emerges. Peace on Serenthus 7 was short-lived. Sensors detected a fleet of rogue mercenaries, aiming to capture Lyra and exploit her people's unique bioenergy for profit and power. The Virilians, though powerful, were outnumbered and unprepared for such a coordinated attack. Lyra turned to me, golden eyes serious. We must act. Your human ingenuity may be the key to survival. I swallowed hard. Me? Against them? Yes, she said. You've learned our ways, but your perspective it is different. That difference can save lives. We worked together to devise a strategy. Using human tactical improvisation combined with Virilian energy manipulation, we fortified the crystal forests, created decoy energy fields, and set traps that could incapacitate intruders without harming them permanently. The battle. The mercenaries arrived at dawn, sleek ships hovering over the luminous forests. Lyra and I coordinated our defenses. She moved like a force of nature, her energy shifting, redirecting, and shielding, while I adjusted human tech to amplify her powers and create strategic choke points. During the battle, I realized the true depth of human HFY advantage, our ability to think outside patterns, improvise under pressure, and combine technology with raw intuition. Lyra noted my calculations, making adjustments in real time. Together, we outmaneuvered and overwhelmed the mercenary forces. At one point, a rogue operative breached the outer perimeter and aimed a plasma rifle at Lyra. Without thinking, I activated a human-devised energy net, capturing the intruder and saving her life. She looked at me, eyes wide, shimmering with surprise and admiration. You are remarkable, she whispered later, as the battle subsided. Few of my people could have done what you did. Moments of intimacy. After the chaos, Lyra and I found ourselves by a crystal lake, exhausted but exhilarated. You humans think you are fragile, she said softly, her gaze locked on mine. Yet in moments like these, you shine. You surprise me. You earn my trust and perhaps more. I swallowed, realizing the bond between us had deepened beyond mere survival. Lyra, I admire your world, your power, but most of all, I admire you. Her eyes shimmered, shifting through colors in a soft spectrum. And I admire your courage, your perspective, your willingness to act when others might hesitate. That is rarer than beauty. I took her hand, feeling a gentle surge of energy as our palms met. It was not just touch, it was connection, an unspoken acknowledgement of trust, respect, and perhaps something more profound, understanding HFY's strength. Over the following days, we worked to rebuild and fortify Serenthus 7 against potential future threats. Lyra observed my methods, noting how human innovation complemented Virilian power. You humans are unpredictable, she said one evening. But that unpredictability is strength. It saves lives, creates alliances, and even changes the outcome of battles. That is your gift. I realized then the essence of HFY. Humans are special, storytelling. Humans may lack the raw power of alien species, but our creativity, adaptability, and courage allow us to thrive where others fail. Lyra and I train together daily, combining our abilities to create new defensive strategies and explore uncharted regions of the planet. Our partnership became legendary among the Virilians, who marveled at how a human could integrate so seamlessly into their world and culture. The final challenge. A week later, scouts reported an advanced mercenary ship returning, determined to capture Lyra. This time, they brought energy-disrupting weapons capable of neutralizing Virelian powers. We had no choice but to engage. Using a combination of human ingenuity and Virelian energy projection, we created decoy energy nodes and redirected attacks back toward the intruders. Lyra's powers, amplified by human tech, created a dazzling spectacle of light and energy that disoriented and defeated the mercenaries without significant loss of life. Afterward, Lyra approached me, her eyes glimmering with admiration and warmth. "Commander Holt, without you, this world might have fallen. Your courage, creativity, and partnership saved not only me but my people." "I just did what I could," I replied. "Together, we made it work." Her smile held a depth of gratitude I had never experienced. "No, Adrian, you are extraordinary. And now, perhaps, you can see why I wanted you to witness my world, and why I wanted to share my beauty with you." Ending. Bond beyond worlds. As Serenthus 7 settled into calm, Lyra and I stood on a high crystal plateau, overlooking the glowing forests. The twin moons reflected in her eyes, reminding me of the first time I complimented them. "You showed me courage, intelligence, and heart," she said softly. "And in return, I've shared a part of my world with you. Perhaps that is the true gift." "And I've learned," I said, taking her hand again, "that beauty isn't just what we see, it's what we experience, protect, and share." Her eyes shimmered, brighter than ever, and I understood that our bond transcended species, technology, and expectation. A human and an alien, united not only by survival but by trust, admiration, and shared experience. In that moment, I realized the true meaning of HFY storytelling. Humans might seem fragile, but our courage, ingenuity, and ability to connect can create alliances and friendships that even the most powerful beings respect. Together, we gazed at the twin moons of Serenthus 7, ready to face whatever adventures awaited, partners, equals, and perhaps something more than either of us had expected.